What's up guys, Cliff here from the Sunday Drive, and today we're going to be installing the top mount Grimmspeed Intercooler on my brother's 2016 WRX. So welcome back to the channel guys. It's been a while, but we are again working on my brother's 2016 WRX, and today we're going to be installing this Grimmspeed Intercooler. So why did we go with the Grimmspeed Intercooler? To start, this video guide will help with 2015 and newer Subarus, and we went with this design because it's the simplest to install, and we know that Grimmspeed has very good quality. Now, when you're picking an intercooler for either your WRX or WRX STI, you can either go with a front mount system or a OEM style top mount. A front mount system is a good idea if you're trying to make the most power because you don't have to deal with the heat soak issues that a top mount intercooler faces, but it's a lot more work to install, it's more expensive, and you can increase a little bit of lag with all the additional piping that you're adding into the vehicle. If you want to keep it simple, top mount is the way to go. We went with Grimmspeed because it is a direct fit. There are some other things that go with it that you have to change out. The other one we were looking at was Mishimoto, also a very good intercooler. I've worked with a lot of their products, very good company as well. It's a little bit bigger, so you may get a little bit more cooling out of it. However, there are some modifications that need to happen to install it. So my brother decided to keep it simple, go with what fits, and we have this Grimmspeed intercooler that we're going to be installing today. Now, as with all our videos, we will have the products linked down in the description. This is not a sponsored video, but anytime you go through our links, it does help us out a little bit. We get a little kickback from that sale, so we really appreciate it. We're not only going to link this intercooler down there, but we're also going to link some other options that are out on the market for your vehicle. And this is just the first performance video that we're doing. We're also going to be adding a charge pipe, doing some exhaust work to this car, and then we're going to get the car pro-tuned with a Cobb tuner. So definitely stick around for those. We also are fortunate enough to have access to a dyno, so at some point we're going to be doing before and after dyno numbers for you guys and get those videos out there. So definitely stick around. Looking forward to seeing what kind of power this car makes. But today, let's get this installed. Now, the nice thing about the Grimmspeed kit is it is a complete kit. It includes all the new duct work, everything that you're going to need to install it. Now, we went ahead and pre-installed these gaskets. They are not installed when you get this. There's a total of 5 gaskets you're going to need to install between the two pieces. There's this one that's about a foot long or so right here, and then you have this one that wraps around the front, and then you're going to have 2 isolators on the back right here. Now, at first I thought these were missing, but these come in the little baggie along with the coupler that is included in the kit, so don't worry, they are there. Now, installing the gasket can be a little bit of a pain because you are wrapping around some hard corners. It's not going to install right on top there. You can play with it a little bit, but you are going to have a little bit of overlap. You are going to want to go on the inside like we did there to make sure that it fits all the way around. So spend some time playing with that. The other gasket that you're going to install is on this piece right here. Here's your 5th one, and this is the longest of the gaskets. The way that I found works best installing this is putting the 2 ends together right here and then working your way back from that because you want to make sure that you meet in the center. The corners, you can actually slip it over, so even though you have that 90-degree right angle, it will get over there. The way I did this is kind of just keep it loose right here and then just work it on. You can get underneath it there with like a flathead screwdriver to help pull it over that corner lip, but it will fit. You might just need to spend some time playing with it. But again, those gaskets will all need to be installed once you get the kit. Remove your engine cover. You're going to pop these tabs at the back here. Then there's a couple rubber grommets at the front that hold it on if you just pull up. And we're not going to be reusing this cover. Now we're going to remove the lining on the inside of the hood so that we can change out this air duct. It's held in by a whole bunch of push pins. Pry tool like this really helps. I'll have these linked in the description. Just take your time. You definitely don't want to do this while the clips are cold, or they probably will snap off. So if you're working outside, take a little heat gun to them, just warm them up. If you don't have a heat gun, borrow your girlfriend's blow dryer.
If you don't have a girlfriend, you borrow your boyfriend's blow dryer.
There's a total of 10 of those clips that hold it in, and then there's 2 more slits that hold it right there. So you just pull up, this will lift off. All right, now there's a whole bunch of more clips that hold this in place. These are 2-part clips, similar to the ones that held the back of the engine cover in. So you're gonna wanna pop the center and then remove the rest of the clip. There's 3 clips inside of the scoop itself, so don't forget to get those.
Don't forget to break those.
If they're at a bad angle where you can't put the screwdriver in flat, try to rotate them around. So I think we only broke 2, maybe 3 of these. I think they're all still reusable. They're not broken like so bad that we can't reuse them. Just take your time with it. Make sure that you're using a flat screwdriver and don't go in at an angle. Make sure you're going in nice and flat. Now there are 2 8mm bolts that hold it in place up top, so you're gonna need to remove those. Now these clips you want to break. So there's plastic rivets that hold this duct work into this shield. So we are going to be breaking these and replacing them with stainless steel hardware that's included. And we're also gonna try to find the clips that we just removed from this panel and link those down in the description in case you break a few of them and want to replace them. So we'll try to do that for you guys. But here you basically wanna break the center out of this, and they make it look easy online, so let's see how it actually is here. Might want to drill these out, I'm potentially thinking here. Okay, there we go, starting to break. Okay, that works. So basically, I'm breaking this top part away right here, and then the whole thing is falling out the other side. I'm gonna try something a little different on this one. Taking the pry tool, see if we can break it that way. That works. There we go. I'm liking this method the best so far. See if you can get it under there. All right, then there's more up under here as well, so you're not really gonna be able to see that on the camera. We gotta get those broke off too. So we have the rubber gasket that was in here previously fully removed. Now we're gonna install this Grimmspeed duct. So you're gonna flip it over. This will slide in. Now you're gonna take the included hardware and secure this. Now you need a 10mm wrench and a 4mm Allen key to tighten up these bolts and nuts. There's 2 prongs that come off the bottom of this insert, so just stick those right in there. And then we're gonna start this off by installing the 2 8mm screws. And definitely don't use an impact to put these back on, because most likely will break free the nut cert that's on the inside. Install all your clips. Now we're ready to remove the intercooler. So we're gonna loosen this bracket on the side here. We're not gonna fully remove these 2 bolts. These are 12mm, just gonna loosen them. And then we have a 12mm right here. And then we have a 12 on this side as well. Now we're gonna loosen the hose clamps on either side. You can either use a flathead or an 8mm socket. First, we're gonna lift up on the driver's side now that everything's loose. This may require a little bit of work. If you want, you could undo this clip here too. Just be careful of it. that you don't mess it up as you're prying up on your intercooler. Okay. There's the driver's side loose. Now this can be pretty tight on here, so you might want to use like a flathead or something else to get under there to help release it. Just take your time with it. Now we are replacing this charge pipe as we mentioned, so if we mess it up a little bit, it's not a big deal. Actually, there it goes. All right. Now we need to remove the intercooler to intake pipe. This is going to be getting replaced. Again, it's an 8mm that holds the screw clamp on. With that loose, just wiggle this piece off. Take the provided silicone gasket. I'm gonna slide that all the way on. And take one of the hose clamps.
I bet if you richened it out and just smooth it up. At oil at least, because there's like, I think it's hard to combust when there's like such.
So here you can see the stock versus new Grimmspeed intercooler, night and day difference. Even the density of the fins right here is way better on this Grimmspeed intercooler, and it's much thicker. It also has metal end pieces, whereas the stock is plastic on the end. So you're gonna have much better cooling with this. Another nice feature of the Grimmspeed intercooler is that it does have a meth bung on the side over here. Just check that, make sure it is snug. You don't want that to rattle loose and you'll have a boost leak. We need to transfer over the mounting hardware. So pry out this metal insert and then pull off the rubber grommet. So this have a flat spot, which I believe goes to the back. Like that. And pop the insert back in place. So something that we found help is actually loosening this hose. It's held in by a clip here and here. Just pop it out, gives you a lot more clearance to get down to this area. And the best way to get this in is to rock up the intercooler a little bit from the passenger side and then wiggle it in. If you try to go straight in, the angle's just off a little bit where it's not gonna wanna slide in. So now that we got that in, we can focus over on the charge pipe side. There we go. And snug up the other hose clamp over on the Grimmspeed coupler. Before fully tightening this, once it's started, go ahead and snug up these two nuts right here. And we'll have the torque specs for these down in the description. But you want to tighten this first after that is started, because this will dictate how the intercooler lines up. You are going into plastic here, so definitely do not over tighten. We were having a hard time getting this bolt to line up with the nut underneath, so what we ended up doing was pushing this rubber boot out a little bit. There's still plenty of metal to hold onto it. It's not ideal, but this is what we had to do to get it to line up over on the passenger side. Last, we need to install the bottom part of the ductwork. Now, when you put this in, you want to make sure that the rubber is not covering up any of the fins. This is again a 4mm Allen key. Get them all started before you snug them up. Just make sure you push the rubber out of the way so it's not covering that bottom row of fins. So that's it, guys. That's how you install the Grimmspeed top mount intercooler. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely put them down below. In the next video, we're gonna be installing this Grimmspeed charge pipe, so make sure to check that out once it's up. Thank you guys for watching. As we mentioned, everything will be linked down in the description. See you guys back here next time.